Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So no doubt one of the most important things in Overwatch is the matchmaker. It's basically the system that decides who you play in your matches. It chooses your opponent with a lot of different variables which we will go over later. But some have said that the system is a little bit broken and doesn't work as it should do.
Before we start, what's your win rate at? There's a strong chance that your win rate is between 45 to 55%, meaning that you don't have many more losses than wins and vice versa. A couple of users took to the Overwatch forums to talk about Blizzard's perceived assistance with the 50% win rate. To take a quote from one of the posts, they describe it as, instead of good matchmaking where you're pitted against players of equal skill, you're either steamrolling the other team because it's your turn to win to get back up to 50%, or you're getting absolutely trounced because it's your turn to lose to get back down to 50%.
Now this might make you think, actually, that's kinda true, I only seem to be either winning with ease or losing horribly. But before you agree with the post, Jeff Kaplan quickly jumped in on the thread and said this: "There is no assistance to win or lose. This is misinformation. We match people based on skill, ping, or group size. The only thing we do is detect when one team has been repeatedly losing and is outmatched, and then we disband those matches." What he means by that last bit is that after getting beaten either comprehensively by the enemy team or in a few back-to-back games, you will be re-instanced and put up against some other new people. But that's not to say that there aren't any problems with matchmaking.
The number one thing I would say about matchmaking is that a forced 50-50 is going to happen regardless to some degree. I know I've referred back to this a lot of times, but I come from a sort of Dota 2 background, and there have been a lot of talk about the forced 50-50 win-loss ratio in that community as well. But in the end, it all comes down to math, really. So if you think about it, if you're matched up against equally skilled players every single game, you will naturally land at around a 50% win rate. If you're amazing at the game, you'll be matched up against equally skilled players at that level until the game runs out of equally skilled players to match you up against. At that point, the matchmaker will do its best to find people to play against, but those people might not be as good at the game. This is why some of the pros in at least other games have a pretty high queue time when they try to find a game, and also a pretty high win rate. This works the other way around too, with players of medium or low skill, of course. I actually had a pretty low win rate right at the start when Overwatch came out, and I noticed this and then just decided to really sit down, concentrate, and try to simply play better, and my win rate has gone up since then. So what I'm saying is that you'll naturally land at around a 50% win rate due to the game matching you with equally skilled players that should be just as good as you are and have an equal chance of winning. That means that when you actually lose, it's probably because you or a teammate of yours actually didn't play as well as the enemy team did. This means that you'll have a fair and correctly working matchmaking system. So the only way you can up your win rate is by actually playing better, and the only way you can lower your win rate is by playing worse. Just like mentioned earlier, Jeff Kaplan himself has confirmed that the game won't just automatically put you into an unwinnable match if you won several games in a row.
But that's not to say that there aren't any problems with matchmaking. That is very far from the case. But honestly, the matchmaker can only do so much. Skill, ping, and group size are the main deciding factors on matching players, but even those points have a lot of variables in themselves. How do you match up a full team of varied skilled players, especially in a pre-made? What if I'm playing with pro players and decide to invite my mum to a pre-made? Do we get matched up against somebody else's mum? These are questions we very much need answering, please. Please.
Jokes aside, the factors may vary more than you actually think. Sure, ping and group size can change naturally, but so can your actual skill. This might sound a bit weird at first, but say you're playing a few games of Overwatch after a hard day at work. You're just kind of relaxing, you're playing with a couple of other people, but not quite a full pre-made, so to say. After a while, more people join you on Discord, TeamSpeak, or whatever, and all of a sudden you're a full pre-made. Now you're more likely to be matched up against another group of people that are not just taking it easy, but trying very hard to win by coordinating their team more effectively as they're a full group already, and so on and so forth. The matchmaker can't take this sort of thing into account, and this will make the game seem a lot more difficult for you than the previous games. It's kind of the human factor of the Overwatch matchmaker, so to say. Point is, the matchmaker won't ever really be perfect.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Do let us know what you think of the matchmaker in the comments below, and let us know if you think the matchmaker does a good job and if you get balanced games or not. I'm sure you've all played an online game with a matchmaker similar to Overwatch, be it a MOBA, FPS or whatever. There will always be some issues to it, but hopefully it's not getting in the way of you enjoying the game, because it really honestly shouldn't. Do like this video if you want more discussion videos like it, and until next time, take care, we'll see you then.